are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me, can't you see? Everything I hope for, yeah, everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me, can't you see? Everything I hope for, yeah, everything I need. You are so beautiful to me.
Hi, my name's Grace, and I've known David since the third grade. I asked him to help me dig to China, which surprisingly it failed, and we've been friends ever since.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm David's little sister, so we met whenever I was born.
I've known Christian for almost 20 years since we went to the same kindergarten class at St. Bridget's.
I first met Christian at Le Grand Orange restaurant in Pasadena during one of his first trips to California. I first met David as a freshman at Occidental College, and we survived 4 years of science classes together.
The first time I met David was not long after he and Christian had started talking. We had all gone out to one of our favorite bars in the city, Sisters, and Christian was like, I'm going to go get this guy I've been talking to. So we were like, okay. So he went to go get him, and he was like texting us about half an hour later saying, he's really shy. I'm trying to convince him to come out. I'll let you guys know. And then about 20 minutes later, he goes, okay, I got him to agree to come out, but he's really shy, so you all have to be nice. And it was like, yeah, because I'm going to be so rude to this guy the first time I meet him. I saved that for the third time. And so they came in, and David was like so shy, and it was so cute. But then when he came over to me, he was like, I have that sweater. And so I knew I liked him.
I met David in the middle of nowhere in the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas at an orchestra camp, an outdoor orchestra camp. Meanwhile, we both lived within a mile of each other in Oklahoma.
Christian and I met in 5th grade when I started Glassboro Public Schools. We started dating a few weeks later. We dated for 2 weeks, and then he ended up breaking up with me in a note on the bus that he sent up, and it said maybe we should just be friends. And it broke my 5th grade heart, but, you know, maybe it was because he was gay.
I met David my freshman year of college. We met the summer before we started at Oxy. We met during the MSI program, and ever since then, we've just been friends.
I met Christian when I was about 12 years old, so that was 17 years ago, and he was 8. We were both performing down the shore, and he offered to carry my bags for me. Had no idea who he was, and ever since then we've been friends and remained friends, even throughout our age difference. And I don't know why he chose me, but I'm so glad that he did, because he has been one of my best friends and he has been there for me through good times and bad, and I have been there for him as well. And I am so happy to be there for this wonderful moment in his life.
May the good Lord be with you down every road you roll. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. And may you grow to be proud, dignified and true. And do unto others as you'd have done to you. Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay forever young, forever young, forever young. May good fortune be with you, may your guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond. And may you never love in vain, and in my heart you will remain forever young, forever young, forever young, And when you finally fly away, I'll be hoping that I served you well. For all the wisdom of a lifetime, no one can ever tell. But whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young,
My first memory of Christian is when I brought in a bunny that said prayers when you held its hand for show and tell, and everybody started laughing at me, and I started crying. But then Christian stood up in the middle of show and tell, and he said, "I don't know why you guys are all laughing. I think it's a great bunny." And ever since then, I always knew he would have my back, and he would be one of my best friends.
Favorite memory of David and Christian is one time going back to their apartment after we'd been out, and we had like a rave dance party, and David went to go put on his black leggings and white shirt, and he showed us how he really danced, and that's when I knew that David and Christian were going to be perfect together.
We went on an orchestra trip to Chicago when we were in high school, and we sat next to each other, and his sister Hannah had baked us a huge Tupperware of chocolate chip cookies that we were supposed to share, only we didn't. We ate them all by ourselves, and then we couldn't sleep, even though we were supposed to sleep on the bus all night.
He visited me in Australia. My brother Mark, Morgan, and David and I set off for Fraser Island for an adventure for the weekend, where we had to rent a four-wheel drive vehicle to go off-roading through some pretty rough trails after a flood. This also included some gigantic blood-sucking flies that swarmed us everywhere we went. I finally let David take over some of the driving, and shortly after, he managed to drive into a tree that was blocking our trail. And this caused a huge dent in the car and also cracked our windshield. Meanwhile, the blood-sucking insects were still attacking us, and out of frustration, Morgan punched the windshield so hard that it cracked the windshield across the way.
One year, it was probably like a week until Halloween, and Christian was texting me. It was a Friday night, and he was at his parents', and he said, "You should come over. Laura's here. We're just like dressing up and watching scary movies and just kind of getting into the Halloween spirit. Like, you should come over dressed up and watch movies with us." And I don't know why at the time I thought that that was a good idea, because thinking back on it, like, he said it was him and Laura barely even dresses up on Halloween. So to think that she was dressed up just to sit in his house and watch movies is like kind of far-fetched. But I believed him, and I showed up looking like this. And of course they were just kidding. So I walked in the house dressed like this, and Christian's parents were in the garage, and I'm pretty sure they had friends over, and like nobody was dressed up or anything, and I just came walking through the house like this, and it was really awkward. And then Christian and Laura wouldn't stop laughing at me all night.
Every Thanksgiving I would be so excited to go, because Christian would take all the little kids who would get bored, and he would bring us into the garage where they had his little dance studio, and he would give us his old tap shoes and teach us his old routines. Then we performed them for everybody. And then we were both dancing at the time, like in classes, and I remember he would drive up like the 2 hours to come visit us and come for my recitals. And I just remember being so excited that he was there and just to hang out with him.
All the family vacations, especially when we were little in Wildwood, and just all the memories that we were making that, we really had no idea, how special they would be to us even all these years later, and especially just all the mischief that Christian created throughout all the years.
I remember him talking about this boy all the time for a long period, and I hadn't gotten to meet him yet. So I went to visit David in Philadelphia, and that's when I got to meet Christian for the first time. I remember that when I met him, he was just tons of fun. And when we went out later that night, I remember talking to David about Christian, and I remember how serious he was and how sweet it was for him to talk about somebody, and I hadn't heard him talk about somebody with such commitment. So I'm really happy that they found each other, and I'm just so excited that he found somebody that he loves so much to share his life with.
One memory I have is the first time I met Christian, because I was the first in the family to meet him, and he was so nervous. It was very endearing.
My love has come along. found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh yeah, when you smile, you smile. Oh, and then the spell's cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last.
Christian and David, I have some advice for you. I just celebrated my 1-year wedding anniversary, so obviously I am a seasoned wife. I have lots of experience. Honestly, being married is exactly the same as living together now. And my advice is don't sweat the small stuff. Don't argue over who's going to load the dishwasher or do the laundry. Share the responsibilities and make time for yourselves. Make time for yourselves as a couple as well. Go out on a date night. Try to keep things fresh. And make sure that you spend time alone as well with your friends. And, that'll make you have a strong relationship when you're together and when you're not together. And just make sure that you always have that trust. And you'll be happy together for many years to come.
Always love each other and know that even on your worst day, your lives are better because you have each other.
I wish you both a long and happy marriage. Anyone that can get David to eat anything other than pizza and chicken fingers is a keeper.
I wish you both the best.
Congratulations, David and Christian. I love you guys.
Congrats, Christian and David.
Congratulations, Christian and David. I love you guys.
So Christian and David, I love both of you and I love you together, and I can't wait to see what the future has for you, and congrats, love you.
You're beautiful, Maine, and we're like 2 weeks out from your wedding, so I just wanted to take a quick second, wish you guys luck, and also say congratulations. I'm really happy for you guys. Also, I'm really excited to be a part of one of the biggest days of your guys' lives and your special day.
I wish you guys the best of luck in your marriage, and I know you guys are going to have many, many years of happiness ahead of you.
Congratulations, David and Christian. I love you both. And David, because I know you love whiskey, cheers.